Hey guys, welcome to another edition of Cruisin with Zach. Very, very special episode today. We have Dan McCann, the title man from Sea Isle City. Dan, welcome on the show.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you, Zach, for having me.
Well, I don't know if you know this, but this is the first Cruisin with Zach in the brand new car.
It looks fresh, man. Nice choice.
It is fresh. Let me tell you, you work hard enough, you save your money. Maybe you can buy a slightly used Nissan Pathfinder.
I can only dream.
That's what dreams are made of. But no, we're driving around beautiful Sea Isle.
That's right.
Not a lot of traffic, so that's always
I saw
fun.
a seagull, so there is life here.
There is life.
A seagull.
A seagull and us.
Yeah, that's it.
Jonathan Livingston Seagull. You ever read that book?
No, I'm going to put that on my list.
It's a good book.
Okay.
But no, you're down in Sea Isle. You're a man of many trades. You're like a Swiss Army knife.
Thank you.
But let's start with Boardwalk Settlement Services. What do you do there?
Yes. Boardwalk Settlement Services, we're a title company. My role is the vice president. I do a lot of marketing, relationship building, and the goal is to do well enough where we can expand on every island. I got involved with Boardwalk around June, and a great team, about over 100 years of experience with the owners of Boardwalk, which is Joe Maressa, Ed Reckenbach, and Mark D'Agostino.
All good guys.
All great guys. So we're essentially a joint venture of their well-established companies, and they all have houses in Sea Isle. So that's why they chose Sea Isle, because this is where they come to, relax and get away. They love this. They love this town. They've been here for years, and they decided to bring their expertise to this island, and we're thriving. I'm very happy to be part of the team, and we're really doing well.
That's great. And you also do, you have your own law firm too, correct?
Yes, so I'm an attorney. I have a law firm in Sea Isle City, Daniel J. McCann, LLC. And I'll add the websites and the contact information on these.
Perfect. What kind of law do you do?
I do a lot of zoning. People need variances when they want to do something to their homes sometimes, and you have to go before the board. So planning, zoning board applications, really anything that's involved with real estate. I grew up in the real estate business.
Sea Isle's real big in the real estate, just like any coastal town.
Yes, and I was a third generation realtor. My grandfather started the business. My father and my Uncle John run McCann Realtors, which is in Sea Isle City. And before I went to law school, I was a full-time realtor on the island.
There you go. I didn't know that. Full-time realtor.
Yeah.
So, Boardwalk Settlement Services, you have your own law firm, but I wanted to have you on too because you run marathons. All right. Now you have one coming up. Where are you going? Okay,
so the fourth leg of this seven leg journey is on March 4th. I'll be running a marathon in Tanzania, Africa. Yeah.
Is it their winter this time of year?
I don't know. It's gonna be hot during the race, so I don't know. I don't know.
Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
Do the toenails fall off? Did the nipples chafe? What's the dark side? What's the thing that people don't know about marathons?
Okay, the dark side about the marathons is just the dehydration is the dark side. It is a full, you have to consume a lot of calories when you're doing these races.
I can imagine.
And that's something that when I started running distance, I didn't know anything about. You have to be eating the whole time. So the dark side is that if you are accustomed to doing 5Ks and then you want to go do a marathon, you have to do quite a bit of research because there's gel packs out there. There's different ways to hydrate yourself, but the scary thing is if you don't hydrate yourself well, it's really dangerous. And I learned a really hard lesson when I was in China. I did it on the Great Wall, and you really can't get by.
That's all steps too.
It's all steps. It's all steps. I ran the rocky stairs for hours at a time. It's crazy, but I didn't hydrate properly. Now, when you fly, you get dehydrated.
Right.
I didn't hydrate properly, and I almost passed out. I almost died. So what they ended up doing was when I crossed the finish line, they put IVs in me, and I came back, and it was a really great experience.
Well, we're glad you're here.
I appreciate it.
We're glad you
I appreciate it. We're talking a lot about this running. All right, so hold on. I'm a talker.
Well, you're a lawyer. That's what you get paid to do.
So, bringing us up to, did Ireland. My brother-in-law Ted did it with us. So, and my sister and her family came out to support us. It was a great experience. We did the whole island. And then I wanted to kind of get, I enjoy going to China because it's kind of hard to get to, and it's an experience not a lot of people get. And I feel like Africa was going to be the next, besides Antarctica, the next difficult place to get to.
Mm-hmm.
So we signed up for that, and this one is particularly important because we're raising money for an incredible cause. This cause it's called, this nonprofit organization is called Cruisin. It's based out of Chicago.
Spell it.
Cruisin is C-R-O-S-O. It's based out of Chicago. Molly McCready, who's a good friend of mine, started it, and essentially takes former street children off the street and provides them with a post-secondary education and soup to nuts. It's a $2,500 package to send one student to school for a year. So our target goal is $2,500. We're at $1,850 as of the time of this video starting. So I'm really hoping that along with the exposure that your video is going to give for not only Boardwalk and what we're trying to accomplish down here in Cape May County, but particularly what we're trying to accomplish with Cruisin. So we're going to be, Kate and I are going to be flying to Tanzania. We're going to be doing the marathon. It's going to be close to 100 degrees on race when the race starts.
It's a dry heat, though.
It's a dry heat. It's going to be very challenging in that sense. But to create more awareness for what we're trying to do, the following day we're going to start to ascend the highest peak in Africa, which is Mount Kilimanjaro. It's a little over 19,000 feet.
Jeez, flip.
And it's going to take us. We're taking the fast pace is going to take us 6 days to ascend. But we hope that by running this marathon, generating this awareness and generating donations, which we already have, like so many incredible people supported us, that we're going to make a real impact in one of these students' lives. So we're thrilled.
Well, we hope you hit your goal, not only with the marathon and the hiking, but also with the financial goal.
Yeah.
And help those kids out over there. So that's great.
Thank you.
But we're running low on time. I'm not letting you get out of here without lightning rounds. You ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. If you were at a food eating contest and you could eat one food and win, what would it be?
Oysters.
That is dangerous.
I dominate it.
Oh my God, that is so dangerous. Okay, well, you're a dangerous guy. Okay, if you could go back in time and tell yourself something when you were 16, what would you tell yourself?
Take it easy. I have a tendency to worry about the small stuff. When I was 16, definitely, I was always studying for this test or worried about, am I going to get into college? I would have told myself to enjoy the moment and don't worry about the small stuff. That God has a plan and everything's going to be just fine. So I tell myself that, and I'd also tell myself spend some more time with your elders. I mean, when I was I'm 31 now, and I do spend quite a bit of time, but as a 16-year-old, you got better things to do than that. So I would have told myself to take it easy.
You think you'd have better
You
things
think.
to do.
You think is right. So I would have told myself to spend some more time with, especially my grandfather. Most of my grandparents had passed away by then, 3 of the 4, so I would have liked to have spent some more time with him.
Well, that kind of brings me to the third lightning round question. If you can bring someone back from the dead and have lunch with them, who would it be? Anyone.
Wow. I'm going to say my grandmother. My grandmother, her name was Mary McCann. She, from all accounts, was just an incredible person. She raised some incredible children, and I'm actually named after her father, Daniel Brennan, and so I know how close I am with my mom, and I think I would have been very close with either of my grandmothers, but they passed away before I had an opportunity to develop a relationship. So it would be nice to catch up with them over a cup of coffee.
Yeah, wouldn't it? All right, so I'm going to leave the link to Boardwalk Settlement Services, your law office, but also Cruisin and the works that you're doing over there. Dan McCann, the title man, CIL City. Dan, thanks so much for coming on.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.